Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, let's face it, buying a car in Singapore right now is a massive financial puzzle. With the recent painful hikes in petrol prices combined with the recent reductions of rebates for the early deregistration of the vehicles, the math is heavily shifting. Car buyers are looking at EVs like never before. And if you are in the market for a spacious feature-packed family EV, chances are high that this Aion V is on your shortlist. But is it actually worth your hard-earned money in the long run? Well, spoiler alert, after driving this car for more than 6 months as our main family ride, I can confidently say we have absolutely never regretted getting the Aion V Luxury. It has been a fantastic decision. However, over the past 6 months, we have also discovered a few quirks and hidden realities that you won't find on a standard test drive. And if you are a potential buyer, these are the things that you're absolutely worth considering before signing the dotted line. Today, I'm giving you my completely honest, long-term review of the Aion V Luxury after 6 months of driving. But before we begin, YouTube just shared an absolutely mind-blowing statistic with me. It turns out that almost 99% of you watching this video right now are not yet subscribed to the channel. So, can I kindly ask you for a quick favor? Hit that subscribe button right below. It only takes a second. It's completely free and most importantly, it gives me the motivation and drives to make more of this video for you. Now, let's get into the details. Watch on to find out what it's really like to live with this car. Let's start with the biggest mental shift for any traditional ICE car owners switching to an EV, which is charging instead of pumping. Over the past 6 months, charging has officially become my absolute norm. The days of detouring to a petrol kiosk, standing in the line and watching the dollars ticking up at the pump are officially over. Instead, I've gotten much better at timing my charging sessions around my daily routine. But it hasn't been a completely smooth learning curve. To be completely honest, I still hate the super slow 3.7 kilowatt AC chargers, by SP especially, that can be found at most multi-story car parks. They are super slow, it takes more than 12 hours to fully charge the car. And because the charging speed is a literal crawl, I actually got hit by unreasonable idle fees twice because I left the car charging overnight, expecting it to take forever, but it finished and sat there. Look, I'll admit it. It's totally my fault for not moving the car in time, but because of that bitter experience, I now try to avoid those slow AC chargers at all costs. And honestly, why even bother with those slow AC chargers anyways, right? Because Aion V supports a massive maximum DC fast charging rate of up to 180 kW. That means you can replenish the car's 75.3 kWh battery from 30% all the way up to the 80% in just 60 minutes. And that's barely enough time to walk to a coffee shop, buy a coffee and walk back. Plus, the EV charger infrastructure in Singapore is booming. As of early 2026, Singapore has over 3,200 high-speed DC chargers deployed island-wide, and that number is growing every month. No matter where you are, a fast charger is usually just a few minutes away. Nonetheless, I'll be honest with you, mileage anxiety still kicks in on and off. It's a psychological thing. Whenever the battery dips, you get that slight itch, but it's getting significantly lesser as I've gotten used to the car's actual real-world range and charging habits. Looking back at the last 6 months, I don't think I will ever go back to an ICE petrol car. The seamlessness of the electric driving is just too good. Now, one of the biggest questions people ask about EVs in Singapore is, can you actually take it up north? The answer is a resounding yes. We have driven our Aion V to Malaysia for a number of road trips over the last half a year. We have done a few trips up to KL and countless weekend drives across the causeway to JB. On our KL trips, a full charge can actually get us all the way to KL without stopping. The range can handle it, but sometimes we still choose to stop by Malacca or Nilai for a quick 15-minute stop-up. It gives us a chance to stretch our legs and grab a bite, and crucially, It ensures that we don't get hit by that dreaded mileage anxiety on the North-South Highway. When it comes to JB, driving across the causeway has genuinely been a pleasure. Anyone who frequents JB knows that the causeway traffic can be brutal, but the Aion V makes the drive so much more comfortable when crossing. It's quiet, it's smooth, and crawling in traffic doesn't really waste fuel the way ICE car does. Oh yes, we also drove out to Desaru once and stayed at the Hard Rock Hotel Desaru Coast. It was an amazing trip, and I'm actually making a video about our 3 days 2 nights Desaru short getaway. So now make sure you subscribe so that you get notified when that video goes live. Speaking of driving to Malaysia, that brings me to a very specific important points I need to share about the ride quality. If you have read reviews or watched initial test drives of the Aion V, you constantly hear people praises its suspension. It's explicitly set up for a soft, comfortable cushion ride, and many reviewers have even called it one of the best in its market segment for absorbing bumps. However, after owning and living with it for more than 6 months, my personal takeaway is actually a bit different. I find the suspension to be a bit too comfortable. Now let me explain what I mean by that. When you're driving at higher speeds, especially on the long open highway in Malaysia, the suspension can sometimes feel overly soft. Any minor uneven surface or dip on the road results in a distinct floating or bouncy feel, and that takes away a bit of your highway driving confidence. It feels a bit like a boat on gentle waves. If you own an Aion V or are planning to get one, there are ways to manage this. First, you need to make sure you are running the absolute optimal tire pressure. For reference, if you are running a full bootload with 5 people inside the car, the tire pressure you should be aiming for is 36 psi for front tires and maybe 38 psi for the rear tires. Keeping the pressure tight helps stiffen things up a bit, but the real problem is that because the Aion V is still relatively new to the Singapore market, the major off-the-shelf suspension brands haven't yet released dedicated plug-and-play aftermarket shock absorbers for it. So, if you want to fix that floating feeling, your options are limited. If you don't want to spend big money on expensive custom-tuned dampers, you can actually look into spring buffers. This is a budget stopgap measures that clips into your existing springs to give them a bit more rigidity. Have any of you installed spring buffers on your Aion V or any other EVs? Did it fix the floating highway feel? Please let me know in the comment below. Moving on to features inside the cabin. Now let's talk about one of the most underrated, least mentioned feature in the Aion V Luxury, the Auto Air Purification system. The car constantly monitors the air quality inside the cabin. If the air quality drops and the PM 2.5 particulate level becomes too high, the climate control, which is a HVAC system, automatically activates a heavy-duty filtration cycle to scrub the air clean. When we first bought the car, we thought this was just a marketing gimmick. But surprisingly, after 6 months, our family appreciates this feature very much. Let me give you a classic example. We love buying fresh hot roti prata from our nearby breakfast place on weekend mornings. Even though it's just a short 10 minutes drive home, usually the heavy, oily, delicious prata fragrance would stay trapped in the car cabin for hours, or sometimes even days. But with Aion V, the moment when we park, step out and lock the vehicle, the auto purification system automatically kicks in the background. By the time we step back into the car, the heavy food smell is completely gone. It smells fresh and neutral. It's a small quality of life feature that makes a massive daily difference. Now, let's do a quick follow-up on those minor drawbacks that I noticed earlier on and see how they hold up after 6 months. First up, the air conditioning airflow. In my earlier impression, I mentioned the vent placement and airflow design weren't the best. Well, after 6 months, the physical airflow hasn't magically gotten any better, but as a family, we have adopted well to it. On those brutally hot afternoon days in Singapore, we just turned the fan up to speed 5. And yes, we have got used to the temporary loud air blowing noise inside the cabin for the first few minutes. But the good thing is, the cabin does cool down pretty fast despite the noise, so it's a fair trade-off. Second, the lack of traditional front glove box or drawer compartment. Initially, we worried about the storage, but honestly, we don't really miss the front drawer compartments that much anymore. The alternative storage across the central console and cabin are more than spacious enough to hold our daily items. Although I'll admit, sometimes when I'm looking at the Tesla cars, I do quietly get a little bit jealous of their front. Just a little bit. It would be nice to toss muddy shoes or wet umbrellas under the hood, but it's definitely not a deal breaker. Let's talk about maintenance. When I hit my 3-month mark a while back, the booking process with Vincar, the dealer, was still rather manual. I had to make the appointment directly through WhatsApp. Even though it's not a seamless app booking, the customer service staff were highly responsive. I had absolutely no issues arranging for the exact date and timing window that I wanted. When I arrived at the service center, the waiting area was an open space layout. It's not a luxury lounge, but it was functional. I actually managed to sit down and take a few work calls there without any disruptions. It's a bare minimum setup. You get a view overlooking the MRT track and some free coffees, but it does the job. Crucially, the entire servicing took only 2 hours. As you guys probably already know, EV servicing is incredibly straightforward. Overall, my servicing experience was good. However, my one piece of feedback of concern is that as more and more Aion owners get onboarded and take delivery of their cars over the coming months, this service center might get much busier. Hopefully, Vincar will be able to actively scale up their servicing capacity and workshop space as they sell more Aion vehicles across Singapore. Now, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the software. This remains the primary and main area where Aion urgently needs to improve. Over the last 6 months, there have been absolutely zero updates to their mobile app. The feature remains incredibly bare minimum. There are some specific features I really wish we could access through the app right now. First, the remote access to the car's built-in cameras, so we can actually check on the vehicle surrounding. 2. The ability to manually trigger and control the air purification system from our phones. And then, a button to tell the car to self-drive to a self-charging station. Okay. I'm just kidding. Joke aside, there is also a persistent challenge when trying to control the car via the app when we are traveling in Malaysia. The app just couldn't connect to the car outside of Singapore. While it's not an absolute blocker to the drive, under the scorching hot weather in Malaysia where you often have to park at the roadside with no shelter, it would be incredibly nice if we could use the app to turn on the aircon ahead of time before we walk back to the car. If any of you know a workaround while in Malaysia, I appreciate if you can share your secrets in the comment down below. My car actually received a major firmware update recently. To be completely honest with you guys, it was quite scary experience. Because I kept thinking, what if the software or firmware update fails halfway? Is it going to stall my car completely? Luckily, the update went smoothly and completed well. But while I didn't notice any visible feature improvements, and I really wish they would provide proper patch notes to tell us what was actually updated. There was an unfortunate side effect. My Carlinkit T-Box ambient completely stopped working now after the car's update. Now, whenever I try to load up the adapter's interface, it just glitches and bounces straight back out to the main infotainment screen. I haven't got a chance to figure out why it's doing this. If you know a solution or a fix, please drop a comment and let me know. Oh, by the way, the only obvious update I observed was the addition of the home screen wallpaper. Now we get to select from a list of wallpapers, and we are surely loving the koi fishes. Anyways, to wrap everything up, after an extended 6 months of ownership, the Aion V Luxury has proven itself to be a rock-solid buy. Minor software bugs and soft suspension aside, my family is genuinely satisfied, incredibly comfortable, and very happy with our purchase. It handles the Singapore daily grind and Malaysian road trips beautifully. But now, I want to hear from you. If you're an EV owner, or if you're currently eyeing the Aion V, what are your thoughts on the shifting EV rebates, the suspension quirks, or the charging networks? Let's start the conversation down in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful, and definitely subscribe to the channel right now so you can be kept informed the exact moment I share my next video. Now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.